Let's search a person, say my grandfather. The text displays his year of birth and generation. I'm 0, my grandfather is 2, etc. With scene action that are parameterized cipher queries, I can display his descendant. You can access more information about each person by displaying the node properties and explore relations that connect to its neighbors. For example, you can see that my grandfather has 4 brothers and sisters and that I've recorded one of his godfather's relations. If you add his ascendants, the display starts to be very difficult to read, especially because parents can be displayed very much apart. And if you display an even larger set, it gets even more messy. People in a line can actually be from different generations. So Bloom hierarchical algorithm is not very appropriate in this case, probably due to the fact that it does not take into account the topological specificity of a genealogy graph. There's a clear distinction between vertical relations, mother, father, child, and horizontal relations, like spouse, brother, and sister. Let's now look at the other graph model with direct father-mother relationship and no family node. Let's use the forced Bayes layout and find cousins who married each other. This is the graph topology for cousin. They are children of 2 brothers and sisters. So this is the cipher query to mark the 4 relations involved to graphically identify married cousins. You match the children of brothers and sisters and you check that the children are married. If so, you set a highlight property to red for relations involved. Now if you refresh the data in Bloom, you can see here, for example, a brother and a sister whose children got married. This is done with rule-based graphical settings. Unfortunately, you have to manually set color with the graphical interface. The property value cannot directly be applied. In this use case, Bloom seems more appropriate to explore a limited number of nodes. Let's look at Ulrich, whose one of the oldest ancestors are found on one branch. With another scene action, we can display the direct line between him and me. The enclavement of the valley where these people lived probably is the explanation why both my grandfather's parents, as well as a whole bunch of people from the valley, descend from this same guy, Ulrich. Louis here had a sister. And she married a guy with the same last name as her. This is something I find very annoying with Bloom. Whenever you add or remove nodes from the display, all nodes get automatically repositioned. I really wish I could decide when I want automatic repositioning and when I want things to stay as I manually, carefully position them. But one thing I really like are action scenes. Let's use another one to find common ancestors to see if Helen's husband has a common ancestor with her. Well, not in the collected data, but Louis' wife also has the same last name. Let's see about her. And yes, there's a common ancestor between her and her brother-in-law. Visualization are useful to check data coherence. For example, as I was checking If the generation difference here made sense, according to parent-children dates of birth, I realized, because his date of birth was after his supposed mother's death, that I had one guy related to the wrong mother.